Hi Flosstube, this is Stephanie with Kate's Crafts, and welcome to my channel. It's a channel about cross stitch and sometimes diamond painting, although I've pretty much fallen off that bandwagon. I need to get some done. I have some in process that just need to be finished up. But today will all be about cross stitch. So thank you for watching. If you're new here, welcome. If you've come back, thank you for coming back. I'd love to have you follow me on Instagram, and if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe and the bell, and then you can be notified as I'm going to be having a bunch of videos coming up here in December. So getting to that, I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. If you're in America, or if you're getting ready for the holidays around the world, hopefully you're able to enjoy the time this time of year, right, where we all want to be with our families, and some of us just can't be right now, and it's really hard. So I hope everybody had a safe holiday and is making safe plans for Christmas coming up. I guess with that, let's get into my whips. I think last time I saw you guys, I was about to go on a trip to Florida, and I apologize for the lighting of that video. To get away from my husband's work, I had to, in the garage, I had to basically film in a hallway of my house. So the lighting was not the best. I actually have some sunlight today. So hopefully this is better, and hopefully the sound is better. So for those of you who stuck through that, thank you. So I took one project on my trip, and I took my peppermint purple sal because one color, it's black work, fairly easy to work on a plane, and didn't involve pattern keep or anything. I was just marking off a sheet. So that is what I worked on. And your other benefit today is, since I've gotten into another sewing project, I'm learning the world of ironing and sewing. So it's fresh off the ironing board too. So again, this is the 2020 Peppermint Purple Year of Blackwork Sal. It's a free stitch along. You just have to join their group on Facebook. I think last time I basically just gotten up into here and I did all of this while I was on the trip. Or maybe I just started the corner of that box. I think it was fairly good progress. Sorry about my parked threads. Again, I'm stitching this on 18 count oatmeal Aida, just from Michael's, I think. It was a bigger piece I cut down. And she is going to be doing a 2021 sal. And there's two versions. One that will be the exact same size as this one, and the other one I think will be a little bit more square. It'll still have these blocks, but they'll be laid out differently, and it's supposed to line up to more of like a standard frame size. Given how far I'm into this one, I think I may do the other one the same and just frame them together. I don't know. I really like this. I just did a standard 910 DMC green, and the thought was I could have this out for the holidays. So I'm thinking about doing next year's on a matching piece of oatmeal Aida and doing it just in a red. And then I just have a red and a green. So we'll see. Future plans. So that is that. I really do love this piece. And it was surprisingly easy to work on the plane. I didn't know how easy it would be for me to stitch on a plane. I've never really done that. And not too bad. So there's that. That's pretty much all I worked on. This last week, well, actually, that's not true. I have one other. I was working on my bell ornament, which this will come out again this month. This is a kit from Amazon. All over the place today, sorry. So it's Design Craftworks. It's a set of 6 ornaments. So I've done the bell, and I finished all the stitching, and now I'm just starting the back stitch. So you can see I've started the back stitch in the bell itself, but I still have to do up around the bow and whatnot. So this is almost done. Very exciting. And this is on, see, I saved the sticker from the fabric. I think it's like a vinyl. Do I not have it? Here it is. Yeah, it's 14 count plastic canvas. So, I mean, it's not plastic canvas like I used to stitch with my grandma though, where it doesn't bend and you had to use like a big yarn needle. This is actually like a rolled up vinyl, and I know I've seen a roll of this at Joann's. So I'm actually going to make a set of these for each of my kids. And so I have to buy more, but it's a fairly simple kit. I mean, it's weird working on plastic canvas after you started working on fabric, I'll be honest, but um, it'll definitely make for good ornaments. So, all right, so those are my two whips. Now, I guess going into plans, because I've spent, like I said, the last week or so really just working on plans. I am going to participate in the Black Needle Society is doing 12 days of stitching in December. And I know a number of people are doing it, and I am one of them. Uh, I think it's super fun. Looking at all of my whips, if you've watched my channel, you know that most of my projects are all full coverage, and they're from probably medium to large. I don't have hardly any smalls, and like I said, everything is full coverage. So I'm not a big fan of having a ton of whips, and it's starting to get overwhelming. But at the same point in time, I don't have any smalls to kind of fill in and do when I can't or don't have the bandwidth to work on Haid, or if I'm going to be going somewhere, right, and I want to take something small with me, I can't just take my Haid in 89 colors, and that's a little more difficult. So I kind of am using this 12 days of Christmas stitching to fill in and give me some smalls to carry me into next year so that I have that balance. And so what I decided to do is I'm following their prompts, which I will insert a graphic of that right here. And basically what they're doing is they have 12 days of stitching, but it's 6 directed prompts and then 6 of your choice. And I'm using this as a way to try a bunch of new things. So again, I'm not going to go through every pattern now because I want to go through that with you as you see them. I pull them up on my tiny decision wheel. But some of the things that I'm doing that are new, just so you guys are aware, is when it comes to floss, and I have really only stitched with DMC. So I am going to be trying fancy floss for the first time. I am also going to be trying silks for the first time. And so I think that is that's going to be interesting for me. Fabric, I am also trying some new fabrics for me. Pretty much I live on 18 count Aida. I have a couple on 16, a couple on 20, 22, and then my full coverage Haids and my Harry Potter book covers are on 25 count easy grid, but I'm only doing 10th stitch. So I am going to be trying 28 count Monaco, and I'm going to be doing over 1. So I'm going to do 28 over 1. I am going to be doing a linen piece as well. And then I'm using a bunch of my Bestitch Me fabric that I showed you that big stack of last time. So I tried to match charts. Some of the charts you guys saw in the last video, but a lot of them I matched to the fabric that I already had on hand. The only thing I did have to buy was the linen. Didn't have a linen, but I got a very small piece. It's a very small ornament, but I just want to grow a little bit and try something new. So I'm also trying a bunch of new designers. Now, none of these are probably new for any of you. But for me, like I said, I found a couple patterns on Etsy and then I went to Heaven and Earth Designs, and that's pretty much it. And Fox and Teacup Designs for my Harry Potter. But other than that, it's all been kind of random. Not that that's bad, but it's more independent, not things you would find at a local needle shop, for example, right? So some of the designers that I'm stitching that I've fallen in love with from watching all of your videos, I'm going to be doing Satsuma Street, Hands On Design, Silver Creek Samplers, Lizzie Kate, Ink Circles, and Prairie Schooler. So there's a couple Etsy patterns in there as well, but those ones are kind of bigger designers, like I said, from a local needle shop perspective that I'm going to try for the first time because I found their designs that I really, really like. So I think that's exciting for me to just kind of branch out and do something different, right? So, all right. So those are all the kind of the new first things that are in there. Sorry, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee here. Happy red cup. I think, am I the only person who uses these at home? These are the reusable cups. I have tons of mugs, but I leave my coffee around and then it gets cold, and this at least helps with that. So maybe I'm crazy, but I like using these at home. Maybe it makes my home coffee feel like it's a little more special, a little more like, oh, I just went to Starbucks, even though I didn't. The other thing that I did show you is my sister, God bless her heart, has taught me to sew, and thanks to my mom for letting me borrow her sewing machine. So I wanted to try being able to edge my fabric. I was tired of doing fray check and tape and whatnot. So I've learned how to do that. And then I also was like, I'll make a project bag. Let's just try, right? Just for me. I'm not, don't worry, not opening an Etsy shop anytime soon. But I just wanted to try it. I wanted to say that I've done it. So here's an example of, I don't have a serger. So I have my mom has a Husqvarna sewing machine. So, but just being able to do the edges and go around. This is one of the pieces of Monaco that I'm working on. And so that's exciting. So I basically, for all of my Flossmas plans, I went through and I cut my fabric and edged it all and got that all laid out. And then I got them all kitted up in bags. So that's been like the last week of everything, right? On top of the holiday and all the cleaning and all the stuff, right? But here's the project bags that I made. I made two. So they're two sizes, right? So this is holding like a Lizzie Kate, and then this one holds, this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So this holds like an A4, 8.5. But I'm very excited about them. I learned how to sew zippers. And again, probably not anything new for any of you, but for me, it's a pretty big deal. So, so I just have a green, sorry about the glare. It's just a dark green solid on the inside. And then this is it's a batik fabric. You know, I actually bought this fabric back in May when we were all like, oh, I'm going to sew all the things. I'm going to learn how to sew and I'm going to make masks and I want a pretty mask. And now I have a pretty project bag, two pretty project bags. So anyways, excited about that. Oh, and as I'm looking at this Lizzie Kate, it also has a button and bead. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. So that's another first. So what I've done also on top of prepping the fabric is, and you can kind of see it here, is I've just done a little start. And Katie from the Black Needle Society suggested this, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. So I spent the last 3 days going through and cutting my fabric, and then just doing that little bit on the chart to get it started, right? Find my place, find my center, and I just cut one length and I stitched one length, or in this case, because I wasn't going to carry the thread, I just stitched the 5. Right? So that one is, this is the Satsuma Street. I'm doing the 12 Days of Christmas, and I'm going to do them as individual ornaments. And my 2 sons picked the 4 calling birds and the 5 golden rings. So like I stitched a little 5 in the center, like I said, just to anchor the start of the project. So I've done that on 11 of the 12 projects. Well, I should say I have 14 projects, but I've started a little bit on 11 of the projects just to get enough to get it going. And then the plan is to spend 2 days on every project. So starting December 1st, on every odd day, I will pick another project using a tiny decision wheel. And then, so the 12th one will be on the 23rd. And then the remaining 2 that don't get picked, plus any that I'm very close to finishing, I will work on over Christmas. I will probably also try and pick up one of my full coverage pieces over break, whether it's my Hade or my Harry Potter book covers, and try and get some progress on those because obviously the whole month of December, that's going to be pretty untouched, I'm guessing. So what does that mean for Flossmas? So my goal is to at minimum have a video every other day of me picking my new spin and then my progress that I got done on the one before. I am going to attempt to do a video every day, and these will probably be 5 to 8 minutes at most. I don't want to, like I said, go into a huge amount of detail, but just to kind of show an update of what I'm doing and where I go from there. So on top of that, I started stitching in May, so I missed out on an opportunity to do all these stitchy advent calendars. So I'm going to live vicariously through all of you who have the like Black Needle Society Nice and Naughty list and those kinds of things. But I do have a couple other advent calendars. So one is my Harry Potter Funko Pop miniatures. So I'll have a little baby Harry Potter guy character every day. So I will open that on here. I am also doing the cheese advent calendar from Aldi and the wine advent calendar from Costco. So currently the plan is to have at least those every day to walk through and share with you for fun. So if you're also into wine and want to listen, I won't go into too much detail, but at least give you a history on what it is and what I think about it. On top of that, I had mentioned in my last video that I was wanting to do December daily. So I'm going to try and get some scrapbooking in. I say try because the reality is it probably will not happen with the stitching. However, I am making it a goal to document a story every day, taking photos and writing down my feelings and journaling in that moment. So I'm also aiming to share with each of you the story for the day. Whether it's today, it's the story about our Christmas tree and what's on it, or we went to the holiday lights at the zoo today, or just some other history baking with my kids or whatever it is, right? Whatever the story for that day is, just to give a highlight and then have you share with me something of a holiday memory tradition from that day with you or a memory that my story triggers for you. Because I think around the holidays, sharing stories, documenting stories, and telling stories is so important. So important. So that is my goal. I really hope to have at least between now and Christmas Eve to have 24 videos from you, December 1st through the 24th. But I'm committing to have at least 12. Now, on top of that, we're now in Michigan. We're under a new work at home order. We're back at home for 3 weeks. And I don't know if I'll be working from home the whole time or not, but I want to prepare you that these videos will be work from home Stephanie, which probably means high buns, messy hair, and and t-shirts. It won't be like pretty put together Stephanie. So I'm gonna do the best I can, but the wine will help. Wine and cheese always help. So that's it. Those are my plans. I'm super excited. So one of the other things on top of Black Needle Society, so Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, and I have been kind of going back and forth on plans. So there are a couple of our patterns that overlap, and we've talked about just instead of spinning a wheel for the day, having those days be, hey, we're going to start the same pattern on the same day. So I need to coordinate that with her. We're fine tuning that, but I look forward to having some of those projects line up. And I look forward to seeing what all of you guys are doing. Is anyone else doing it? 12 days of stitching with Black Needle Society. Are you doing any new starts for December? What is your plan? Let me know. Let me know down below. Okay. And Enchanted Stitches is doing Beauty and the Beast for December, which is very exciting. So can't wait to check out and see what comes out of that, and then see if any of I'm not going to change what I'm doing because I've put way too much effort into kitting all this up and working on all the things and whatnot. But I'm really hoping that some of those may fit into weekly prompts and monthly prompts as well. So I think I've rambled on long enough, but thanks for sticking with me. I could do haul, but the haul is all these in the kits. So you're gonna see the haul. You're gonna see the haul. I did, other than the linen, I didn't buy fabric. I was very good. I did not buy fabric. So I did buy fancy floss and I bought a lot of charts, which is what I needed to do. So all good. So I guess with that being said, you'll see all that in the coming weeks. I can't wait to share December with you. I've never done a mania. I've never done, sampler September. I've never done any of these serial start kind of things. This is my first time. And as I'm a Christmas junkie, uh, it couldn't be more fitting. So I hope you come back and watch. And hopefully next time, my stitchy spot is being taken over by our Christmas tree. So in the coming weeks, hopefully you'll at least have a pretty tree behind us as well. And cheers, I guess. Here's to December. Here's to almost the end of 2020. We've almost made it. Almost, almost, almost. And here's to everyone having a blessed holiday and being safe. Wear your mask. Don't lick the handrails. Just take care of each other. Be good to each other. Have some grace. Enjoy some time home with family. It's the best time of year to be home with family. So even though it's excruciatingly hard sometimes to not be out and about, and not be doing all the fun holiday things that we like to do, I had to go pick up an online order and drop my sister at work yesterday for Black Friday or on Friday, and the amount of people at the mall. I'm like, we're under a stay-at-home order, people. I don't think any of that was necessary. Well, I shouldn't say we're not on full stay-at-home because the mall is obviously open, but you're supposed to not go out unless it's necessary is the goal, right? That's the suggestion. The mall parking lot was all the way out onto the freeway. People just parked waiting to get into the mall. And don't get me started on the 2-hour line for Chick-fil-A. Oh, big COVID party. Anyway, shop your small businesses. Don't wait with 5 million people at the mall. Have a good holiday. And I can't wait to see you guys on Tuesday, December 1st. 2 days. All right. Have a great day. Cheers.